Can you just give our viewers a sense of where you think you are in terms of your position on the curve, and what you're most worried about in terms of the impact of the epidemic in your state in the coming weeks?
Sure. So, we have taken an aggressive stay-home order stance, similar to a lot of other states right around us, both Republican-led and Democratic-led. This is not a partisan issue. COVID-19 does not respect party lines or state lines, and that's why we've all got to be in this together. What we've seen is the curve looks as though it's flattening. We're pushing the curve down. That means we're saving lives. That means we've saved our healthcare system from being completely overrun and inundated. That means fewer people are getting sick. It comes with a sacrifice. There's no question. All people are making a sacrifice right now. But I think the thing that I'm concerned most about, and that I think my fellow governors are as well, is a resurgence. When you see a political rally, that's what it was yesterday. A political rally like that, where people aren't wearing masks and they're in close quarters and they are touching one another, that's precisely what makes this kind of a disease drag out and expose more people. People came and converged together in Lansing, and then they went out back to their homes across the state of Michigan. The odds are very high that they're spreading COVID-19 along with it. And so it's that kind of irresponsible action that puts us in this situation where we might have to actually think about extending stay-home orders, which is supposedly what they were protesting.